feel great.
A success. Everything's going to success for TBL, Paulo, and all that. Very, very successful card, brother. Successful card,
Appreciate you. Yeah, man. What are your... Hold on. Let's do this a little different today, man. Top three battles from Apollo.
All right, this is what I'm gonna say. On day one, right? I think the battles that people were not really highlighting heavy, even though you guys are highlighting every day. One great thing you guys did before I go into that, I like the way that you guys every day would go on Twitter or social media and break down a battle. Why you book this particular battle? I thought that was a very good idea on you guys' part, right? Now I say let's see this, chill. If I go back to this, right? Let me pull the card back. Okay, bam. Let's go day one right quick. Boom. All right. Capo and Snake, I had Capo win that battle, right? KCJ and Jay, I'm going to give a synopsis right quick. I had KCJ 2-1. I like Jay Love still around. Now, Loso and J2, I don't think people were really big going into this battle. In fact, it was so good to see Loso in that bag for 3 rounds. I haven't seen him in that bag in a long time, so you guys get that guy a platform to get busy. And I think J2, for the most part, I think people are really strung on the fact that who won the battle. J2's actually good in the battle, brother. He was actually good in the battle.
For sure. It was a great battle. It was a great battle.
So that battle, and then I got Pass and Eunice. First of all, Pass, after the battle, he needed the disrespect going into the battle. He needed the chirping of people saying that the young boy Eunice was going to wash him and shit like that, right? I thought Pass won the battle 2-1. I told Eunice that on the show last week anyway. That was a very, very, very dope battle. Old nigga versus young nigga. I love that battle a lot, man. Chef Trez and Lou Castro, another battle. That I got this in the battle, Chef Lou Castro and all that. But I did not expect that to be one of those. So to me, if I look at Unison Pass, Loso and J2, day one I'm talking about, chill.
Yeah.
And Lou Castro and Chef Trez, battles that I thought people were like, okay, we love hollowing. Niggas love hollowing in jazz. We didn't get to work we'll get to the minute. We know Geechee and 40 what they do, right? Clips is a big name. Get to him in a minute, everything. But those other battles that you're really not really paying attention to, that was also with J2, Trez and Castro, and Unison Pass was like that. It was really like that. Yeah. It was better than a lot of the quote unquote top 10 battles, to be honest, on day one.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hollow and Jazz, dope battle. I had Jazz 2-1. Marvin Arsenal was okay. I had Marvin in that battle. I had Geechee beat 40 bars. I did not like Clips and Mike P. I didn't like that battle. I didn't like the battle at all. I just didn't like it. And that's
on both sides.
Yeah, both sides. I didn't like it. I didn't like the battle. But and both of those guys, Miss Hustle and Real Deal surprised me.
Yeah.
Now let me just say this. First of all, Real is doing his thing. I just had him beating Twerk over the weekend and everything. Also, did not expect that battle. Chill. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say he gave me Mike P and Shoonie vibes on the trenches. I was worried a little bit about that battle, but Real Deal also was a good battle.
Really good battle.
Yeah. So for me, chill. Really one battle I didn't really care for on day one.
I'll take it. I'll take
it.
11 battles, one that didn't meet expectations. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Day two. Hey, we didn't get Hansel and Ace. I mean, I know you guys were scheduled that also. We'll talk about that also.
Yes, sir.
Elijah Straight was a cool battle. I had Elijah winning that battle. XL and who took She. I think She Happens is just a talent, bro. I just think he's a talent. I think he's dope.
He's incredible.
He's incredible. I think he's one of the best battles this year so far with Jalen Nightwing. And XL is dope, man. If you know, you know. XL is a dope rapper. You know what I mean? He's a solid battle. Danny Myers, Question with Cody. I love the promotion going into the battle. I think that battle's tricky. It comes down to the third round for me. I kind of edged Danny in the third, but it's a good battle, though. I like Chris angles and everything that he took and everything like that.
Very good.
And, of course, not surprised about JC and Matt Flex. Expected that battle to do what it do. I actually had Matt Flex win that battle. I actually had Matt Flex edging that battle. Yeah, I did. Official Chirac. I love Chirac, and she's on the show this week. Official was just too good. Lord, she's like Loso to me, where I felt like all three of their rounds were just like that, man. They were like that. You know, Chirac low-key might have the ball of the battle, even though official won. The iPhone 8 ball she had, that might have been the illest ball of the battle, even though official won the battle. That's crazy, Chill. But even official came on the show and told me, yo, 3, I really love that ball by Chirac.
That was one of them. Yeah.
It was one of them. And then Jay the Nightwing, listen, man.
That's the one.
That might have a C coming next to that word, Chilla. You hear me? It might have a C word attached to that name.
I agree.
It was so dope to see Ill Will, because even when I interviewed him for the battle, he said it in my interview and during the battle. He didn't have a great 2024. He acknowledged that himself.
Yeah.
But damn, I get Jay the Nightwing. That Loso's all right. So Loso's second, Ill Will's third round, and one of them rounds from Jazz. It was just standout rounds of the night to me, man.
Yeah,
I had Jay the Nightwing believing the edge of the battle though. 2-1.
I'm not mad. So I still haven't, you know, I don't know if people are gonna believe me. I haven't watched the only battles I've watched. I didn't see any of them in full live.
Okay.
Running around. I was doing, you know what I'm saying? I watched Daylight and Nitty, and the first battle that I was able to watch on the pay-per-view so far was Jay and Ill Will, just because of everything that I heard from it. And I'm not mad at you having Jay. I think you can make an argument for the first 2.
Yes, that's what I had it. Jay, first 2, yeah. It will clear that.
And I'm not mad if you have Ill Will.
Yeah,
with maybe the second and third. I gave Jay the first. I gave Will the third. I think Jay's second was maybe 30 seconds more.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying? But it's like I said, to me, it's potentially that it might be the battle of the year. It might be a classic type situation.
Listen, man, Jay the Nightwing alone this year has 2 of the best battles this year. Sheet Happens and Jay the Nightwing. I mean, Ill Will now.
Yeah.
And I said it to this brother now. And at one point, Chill, the trajectory of where Twerk was going, I thought champion of the year is still there. But you have me to pick a guy right now on April 23rd. It'll be Jay the Nightwing.
Jay got a shot. Jay
might be up there for me, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Of 2 battles, because his 2 battles are heavy replay.
Really good. Probably two of the top 5 right now.
Dog, he's been
if not higher, for sure.
You know what I mean? Real Sick, Il Mac. Love Il Mac. But Real Sick was just too much, bro. He was just, good Lord, good damn, man. Real Sick.
Different, man.
I mean, different. Jesus, Lord have mercy.
It's different.
And then I had this guy named Chilla Jones be the A-verb. You know what I'm saying? And then I had, listen, how did you feel about Daylight second round as you're listening to that, bro? Sir.
Daylight is tricky, man. He's tricky, man. I knew his third was going to be something special. I'm used to that from him, right? Part of me feels like he very intentionally wants to have an impactful third round every time we see him. That's how I feel. Right. Almost like Geechee at a point, right? Where we're like, yo, you better be up 2-0 going into the third, because if it's 1-1, it might be a tough road. But as far as the second, he's tricky, man. It you know, obviously if everybody feels like he had more material to get out and wasn't able to do that. He'll tell you that it was intentional and it was a part of his plan. Daylight is tricky. I don't know. What I'll tell you is, I thought Rum was even better versus Daylight than he was versus Lux. I thought he was
Really?
even better, and I thought he was really good versus.
Yeah, are you saying this because this is your bet? Be honest. Are you saying that, little chill? Is there a little biasness?
I'm not necessarily saying I think the battle is better than Rum vs. Lux.
All right.
I'm just speaking to Rum's performance alone. I'm saying I feel like Rum's performance versus Daylight and his performance against Lux, I think he was better versus Daylight. I think he was better versus Daylight.
Chill.
And again, I have Rum and Lux as the battle of the year last year. So what I'm saying is if Daylight has a second round that's anything like his third round, I think we're potentially attaching the C word to this one as well.
You ready for this?
What's up?
I don't got Rum Nitty and Daylight better than Chilla Jones and Daylight.
I don't either.
I'm keeping it real. I'm not saying that because you're here. You ready for this? I don't got it better than Charlie Clips and Daylight, and I be on Charlie Clips' helmet all the time.
That was a really good clip.
I watch battle rap, sir. Okay, Chilla Jones and Daylight, the classic, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's play on that.
I agree. I think me and Daylight, and I think Charlie and Daylight are
King of the Dot got
are better battles for sure.
Classics. King of the Dot, y'all get King of the Dot some classics.
Some classics for sure. They got a few classics from me. I'm not gonna hold you. They got a few classics from me.
But I was talking to Lux today, right off air. I don't know if he wants me to say this. Good luck. My bad, beloved. I won't say too much. Make sure I pick my spots. What he said to me on the map. Sure. He was there in the battle, right? So obviously he's scouting, right? Because we talking about eventually, are we ever gonna get loaded Lux and Daylight, right?
Daylight. Mm-hmm.
My thing was this: Daylight. I hope he was not coming into this battle looking at Nitty as some stepping stone or warm-up battle to get the Lux. Rum Nitty ain't no goddamn. Rum Nitty ain't no goddamn.
He's not a warm-up at all.
No. We're not doing that at all.
Yeah, he's another final boss, bro. At this point,
let me ask you: you're a writer, you're a battle rapper, you're very educated in battle rap, in rapping. Period.
Yes, sir.
At that time, Daylight is so dope, chill, but he don't be direct. Like I be face bossing on anybody.
It's definitely a lot of times where you can switch out the person standing in front of him, and his writing doesn't necessarily have to change.
Right.
I think what he's able to do in his indirectness is special. But I think everybody, especially from our era, they have different prerequisites to what they feel like a good writer is.
Okay, you're right about that. You're right.
And I think some people from our era, which is the era where you just walk up and rap, don't take as much credit away for being indirect, right? Okay. Because we're used to Rex just walking up on somebody and having a 2 minute verse ready to go. That does apply to anybody.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I think for that reason, I think a lot of people don't even consider that maybe Daylight isn't as direct as other people. Because like I said, what he's able to do in his being indirect, I do think, especially like in rounds like his third, is special. But I'm with you in that, like, the ability to be direct, to be able to craft something that can only apply to the person in front of you and not to anybody else.
Right.
I think that's another special version of Daylight that we haven't seen a lot of. That if him and Lux does go down, he's gonna need to tap into that.
He is.
That's what Lux does. He does that at a special level.
For real. And that's what do you think is going through Lux's mind as you listening to Nitty? We battled Nitty already, right? And battle rap gods at some point, if you can get us Lux Daylight, we'd appreciate it. Well, some people were pissed off though. Some people, it's funny though. The culture is funny. During the second round, including myself, I was like, I don't want to see Lux and Daylight no more. I don't want to see this shit no more. Then this Negro raps in the third round. Then everybody goes back to, all right, bro. We're gonna cat no statements.
Yo, it's like I said, Daylight is tricky, man.
He's tricky, Daylight, man. Good Lord, bro.
He's tricky, man. I trust me. I saw. I was even hearing it in the building. You know, walking by people, and they're like, I don't want to see it no more. This battle's over. Da, da, da. And then he raps his third, and they're like,
yeah, man.
You know, they have to change of heart right there. So
I don't want to use the word disappointing, but being that a lot of us, even though, you know, Nitty and Daylight were highlighted the main event, right? Us battle rap fans, some of us who are hardcore battle rap fans, Jay the Nightwing, of course, and Ill Will was a battle we wanted to see, right? But A1 and Twerk, like, you know, were you frustrated?
Very. Very. I think a lot of that stemmed from, you know, we had these conversations on Spaces 3. There were 4 main events. There were 22, 23 battles, but they wouldn't twerk. You had to bet. You had to guess. You had to bet on what was the surest classic. It was that one. It was that one, right? The most potential to be special. It was that one. So for that alone, right? As great of a card as Apollo
is still
the battle of the year, still the event of the year to me.
It is.
Still produced probably 12 to 15, more than that. All really good battles.
Very dope. Yes.
You know, with at least one classic battle. And we lost potentially what could have been the best battle of them all, right? So there's a little frustration there where I'm like, man, like not having this battle happen, maybe one of the only stains on what was otherwise a close to perfect weekend. The battle,
before you go, I want to make sure you promise. Y'all did give us 2 surprise battles. Got to make sure you throw that before. Make sure people understand that the surprise battles were already a surprise in this fast before A1 and Twerk put out. So these battles gonna happen regardless. Yeah, we should highlight those.
Yeah, and that's like you can expect that from TBL pretty much.
Yes, right.
Pretty much most big events, we will have at least one surprise battle. Essentially for the possibility that one of the battles doesn't happen.
Right.
I like to make sure we're still able to give the fans something.
That's
right.
Dope. That's dope, Joe.
Shout out to Avin Cortez. Shout out to Swamp and Chess.
Chess, my brother Chess. Another one. Another
battle for the weekend too.
Chill. I got to go Chess, Loso, and Official in there, right? People sometimes the culture get crazy on, you know, and those 3 individuals had 1, 2, and 3 dope rounds. It was good to see Chess in his bag, man. It was so dope to see Chess like that, man. I haven't seen him in that bag in a while. To see him like that.
Yeah. So, you know, A1 and Twerk. You know, a lot of people have been asking, you know, is it going to be moved to Bulletproof? What's the plan for it?
That's the question.
Is it going to be rescheduled? Is it going to be? As of now, we're not planning on putting it on Bulletproof. We're planning on. So we've got this May event. Shout out TMM. We got Point Proven in Atlanta, May 17th. That's Nitty, Elijah Straight, 40 Bars, Eunice, Chirac, Miss Hustle, Marv 1 Loso, Quest Sheet happens. Just added Lady Cautious, Shuli the Rapper, Ace Amin and Hansel got moved to that card. We got some other dope battles as well for the undercard. We're likely going to do an event in June as well. And then we'll probably take off July and August to promote for Bulletproof, and then we'll be back with Bulletproof in Houston in September. And also, go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. Go ahead. What are y'all doing over at TBL, man? What kind of budget? What do y'all got going? What is going on over there at TBL, bro?
Yo, let's use an analogy here.
Okay.
I go to a new neighborhood and I can see that there's a drought. There's a drought.
Okay. All right.
RBE slowed down. King of the Dot slowed down. URL slowed down, but they also utilize the app. So really, when I say slowed down, I'm talking more YouTube, right? I'm talking more like what's happening on YouTube. Bags and Bodies is doing an incredible job. Shout out Bags and Bodies. Black Mafia Battle League with Calico doing an incredible job. Shout out iBattle as well. The leagues that are active, the leagues that are producing YouTube content for the fans, but there was a drought. And I would like to think that all TBL is doing right now is holding the culture up.
Inshallah.
And I hope, I'm sure URL's got some big things planned. I'm sure RBE may even have some big things planned for this year. Shout out Chrome, the Trenches, everybody else as well. But at a time where things were fairly still and it felt like battle rap wasn't about battle rap anymore, I wanted us to change that. I wanted us to bring the feeling back. I wanted us to make battle rap great again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Apollo has done that. I feel like the conversations that I'm seeing now in the spaces, they're all connected somehow, some way to Apollo. What's next for J Love? Who do we want to see Eunice against next? Like a lot of them are either directly or indirectly connected to something that happened at Apollo or something that happened around it. So now with this Murda Mook Hitman Holla announcement for Bulletproof, we just want to keep that going. We want to keep that going. We want to keep the talk around battle rap. We want people to be worried about battles again.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow. Let me ask you about some of the battles right quick. Some people have question want me to ask you. All these battles are not going to go to YouTube, right?
All of what, the Apollo battles?
Yes.
They're all going to YouTube, yeah.
All of them?
Yeah, every single one is going to get released.
Some people thought some battles are going to go to app. That's why.
No. So URL, despite what I think people might think, they're a supporter of TBL. There's no bad blood between TBL and URL. We work together a lot behind the scenes to ensure that our event dates aren't clashing, that there's no miscommunication on what matchups they have their eye on and what matchups we have our eye on. We're very much in sync as far as that stuff goes. So everything that you guys are learning, everything that you guys are seeing, like a lot of that URL's been privy to for months in advance. You know what I mean? Like I have a really good relationship with Beasley, so does Kenny. So with that said, URL was just a sponsor for the event. That's it. Just as you'll see whenever URL starts to announce what they have coming up this year, you'll see TBL probably in the building in support of that too. You might see some TBL stuff on their pay-per-view.
Y'all just at Real Deals. Y'all at Real Deals Mean 3 card. Weren't you getting Real Deals?
Yes, we were. Yep. We were there supporting as well. Shout out to Street Talk Entertainment. Shout out School. We were out there as well. Supporting those battles and we're going to be popping up and showing face at a lot of different events, man. TBL is all about unity. We support all leagues, and we hope that all leagues will support us as well. We want to be the league that can throw these big events where leagues like OSBL and iBattle, can start to go through us to get some of their talent a little bit more exposure. I don't know what's going on with the Crucible right now. I don't know what's going on with 1SKs. I don't know what's going on with King of the GZs. So what are up and coming talent? What are they supposed to do right now?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be doing a lot of events, in a lot of different regions, and our hope is to, have some heavy hitter matchups and then give the local battlers from that respective region a chance to show up and show out, just like we did on Apollo. Apollo was just a national version of it. But don't be surprised if you see us go to Atlanta and build a card around Clone and J2 and John and other people, and then give some of the best names in Atlanta a chance to be on the card as well.
Wow.
That's kind of what we want to do. We want to be able to travel, hit different regions, hit different markets, and put together these point-proven type of cards to be able to give these regions some exposure as well.
Wow. Daylight and Rum Nitty in 4 days, over 400,000 views, sir. That's
woo.
On a channel that you guys are building up right now. Make sure you guys subscribe to TBL Battle League.
Subscribe, take over Battle League. Thank you, man. Yeah, man. Battle was doing numbers. Battle was doing really, really well. Next drop we got will be Hollow versus Jazz. That will be dropping on Friday.
Okay, dope. Exclusive. Okay,
that will be dropping on Friday. We're not holding on these battles for too long. We're not holding on to them too long.
I will hope Jay the Nightwing Ill Will is next after that. But I understand it was Hollow and Jazz.
Jay and Ill Will are gonna get a holiday release. They're gonna get a holiday release. So you'll probably see it Memorial Day in May.
Okay.
Be about a month, but it's going it's going to drop like a bomb when it drop.
Were you surprised that dudes throughout the night were not sticking the time limits? Were you shocked at all that nobody was rapping?
Honestly,
yeah.
I expected the up and comers to go over time, and I expected the vets to be under time, right? Because the vets are always like, "Yo, you only paid me for this much. I'm not gonna work extra if I don't have to work extra, right?" And so for the I can't even, for the Ilmax, for the Real Six, for the Jazzes, I'm thinking, we got 3-minute rounds. They got paid for 3-minute rounds. They're gonna have 3-minute rounds, right? And no, Ilmac and Real Sick felt like they had 5-minute rounds.
Oh, that bad.
Jazz and Hollow have 5-minute rounds. And I mean, obviously, it made the event drag a little bit, but at the same time, man, like, I feel like fans would be upset if Jazz is in the middle of building up to a crazy punch and we cutting her off. Time, Jazz, no more.
Nobody wants to see that.
I got another minute and a half. Time. Like,
yeah, nobody want to see that.
You know what I'm saying? So going forward, if I'm not hosting, I'll be in the ring keeping time. I'm gonna have to, because I tweeted about it for that specific reason, right? I didn't want people to go overboard, but I'm gonna have to be in the ring probably, or spot. Just making sure that time limits are being enforced, not only to keep things fair between the rappers, but to keep the event at a certain pace. You know what I'm saying? Both events probably would have been done 1 to 2 hours earlier if people actually stuck to the time limits. But
right.
One of the 2 or 3 mistakes that I'll learn from Apollo and take forward to Bulletproof.
Mook and Hitman, fam. How did you? What the hell is going on here, bro? You got Mook and Hitman coming to TBL in Houston. Is it going to be the same building?
No.
Yeah, I figured that because
the same building.
Yeah, right.
Not going to be the same building. We're shopping a few different venues. Literally tonight or tomorrow should have the venue and dates solidified. So expect an announcement from TBL probably in the next 48 hours on the exact dates for Mook versus Hitman in Houston.
All right, stay with me. Is this on a big stage or a small room, sir?
Haven't decided.
Hitman said something in space.
Haven't decided. We know where Hitman wants to do it for sure. Pause. We know Hitman want that big stage, and I'm not mad. Yeah, I would guess that Mook wants a pit, although I don't know if Mook truly cares where it's at. I think Mook is confident in himself, regardless of where it's at, and I think the same for Hitman. I'm not saying Hitman is.
I don't know. You don't think Mook would prefer a small room over a big room?
I think he would want any advantage that he could get, but I also don't think if it is on a big stage that Mook just thinks he doesn't have a chance to win. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Mook is confident enough, and Hitman is confident enough to think they can win no matter where it happens. But obviously, most of us feel like Hitman is best on a big stage. Most of us feel like Mook would be at his best, in a pit or in a small room. So,
wherever you guys announce this and tell us the capacity and the square footage of the facility, these are where people are gonna pick their winners and predictions. I think. I really believe that for sure with this one. You know what I mean?
For sure. But we're debating the venues we're looking at. We'll have the ability to do whatever we need to. If we want to make it a small room feel, we'll be able to adapt to that. If we want it to be a big stage, we'll be able to adapt to that. Because of the magnitude of the battle
of the year.
I would like for there to be as many people there as possible. Daylight and Nitty was different, right? It was a writer's battle. It had a particular vibe. I wanted that to be more exclusive. I wanted that to be more like, you know what I'm saying? This is a battle that I quite frankly, 3. It feels like the biggest battle of this generation almost.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know that I can think of a bigger battle. I guess it depends on how you look at Cassidy, baby. But
and who? Cassidy who though? Rex? I would say the only bigger battle.
Maybe, I don't even know. I don't even know what I would say. Like, let's say since what, 10 years? Let's say since 2015. Are there any battles that have happened that you would say are bigger than Mook and Hitman happening right now? I can't think of any.
2015. So we're talking after Holla and Lux. Ooh. Lux and Verb was big. All right, the battle itself or the matchup? The big difference.
The matchup. On paper.
Lux and Verb. I mean Verb and Mook. And Verb and Lux. Those are big. Going into I would say the overall battle is a different story. I'm going to battle itself though. Like people going crazy. Like it mattered. It mattered to the culture. Like those battles happening.
So yeah. So if somebody went Lux and Verb or Mook and Verb over Mook and Hitman, okay.
Okay, you're saying over. You're saying over that. Whoa, that's a different conversation, sir. You say bigger than Mook
You
and Hitman?
just saying this in the conversation.
Yeah, it's in the conversation.
Okay. Cool.
What is it in the conversation?
Yeah.
The conversation,
Yeah,
sir. Conversation.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay,
But
the
I,
conversation.
but to me, it's to on paper at least. To me, it's one of those that we're getting Jordan and LeBron, right? Like you know, I think yeah, I don't think there's too many left on this level. There are definitely other mega matchups that
There's a
would
battle
be in the conversation.
There's a battle that I want y'all to get so badly, and it has to be on TBL because you guys are turning into what I call the neutral grounds, right? Where
Exactly. Yeah.
I would not mind seeing Easy and Rock on TBL, man. I know Rock
mind either.
I know Rock. I know that. Rock don't want to go over there.
I wouldn't mind either. I wouldn't mind either. I wouldn't mind either.
Easy and Twerk.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
It's crazy. Stay tuned.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible, like my man KG says, right? For real. Was it hard for you guys to book this match though with him, man? Was it negotiation? Was it hard? With those two guys?
It was not as difficult as I expected.
Okay.
To be honest. Hitman and Mook were both pretty black and white and cut and dry about what their expectations were, what they needed. And to be honest, I think they both wanted to get this done.
Wow, dope.
And they were both willing to compromise on things to ensure that we got it done. So yeah, it wasn't the process that I thought it would be, and sometimes 3, right? Like, I think sometimes, and I guess I'm speaking from a league owner standpoint.
Okay.
When I think about certain battles that we've wanted to see that haven't been booked, sometimes you think it's because there's some impasse that can't be figured out. Whether it's like one person wants to do it in one location, one person wants to do it in one location, they're not willing to budge, or one party wants a certain amount of money that the leagues don't feel comfortable accommodating. Like, usually there's some impasse that can't be figured out. And with those guys, like I said, they were both extremely reasonable and willing to compromise in order to get a deal done and in order to make this battle happen, right? And I'm grateful that they were willing to do that, and I'm grateful that they were willing to have this battle happen on TBL, man, because as much as we've accomplished and as much as we're doing, to be able to have that battle on our platform is historic. It's historic. You know what I'm saying?
It's very historic, man.
I'm grateful those brothers were willing to work with us.
You know the funny thing, Chill, what I've always said? Hitman's already cemented in battle rap, right? But I always felt, even though he's cemented, you gotta get Mook Lux, bro. You gotta get Mook Lux, bro. You gotta get one of those cats on the resume, Hitman. You know what I mean? And he has some type of battle rap disdain for Mook, bro. His antennas. You mentioned Murda Mook. He just turned into a different nigga. I haven't seen like this in a minute. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, he want to murk something and shit, though. You know what I mean? So
they have that toward each other.
Yeah,
but in our, like, at least in the conversations that I've had with them, it's very much rooted in respect. You know what I'm saying? So it's that competitiveness of them both just feeling like that nigga can't fuck with me.
Those alpha males, man. Those alpha males in battle.
Exactly.
Males in battle rap,
you know
man.
That's just, so yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. And again, I've been saying this in the interviews I've done. If there's a battle rapper you want to see on the Bulletproof event with Murda, Mook, and Hitman Holla,
I
hit
think
me
you
up on Twitter at
all
Chilla
right now.
Jones, Instagram. Let me know. Talk to me.
I don't want to speak for the culture, but I don't know if you see what's brewing out on these streets. There's a lot of superstars talking battle rap, right? Let me just throw it out there. Jersey twerking goods.
You'd be surprised who has the spoon doing the mixing. You'd be surprised.
Twerking goods. We won't have no issue with that. You know what I mean? For real. Or Big K and Goods. They got something brewing also.
I'm not mad at that either.
But twerking goods right now is being heavily spoken about. Man.
I'm not mad at that. I've been asking all week, so I've been seeing a lot of dope suggestions from fans, and I've been running some surveys and polls. Earlier somebody said Big K and Fonz, which I think is really interesting.
Okay.
Somebody said Real Sick and Ill Will, which I thought was really interesting.
Ooh.
Coming off their Apollo battle, that could be something special.
I like Real Sick and Sharon. Just me though. Okay.
Real Sick and Sharon is also, I think, a really good battle. Sharon actually was originally on Apollo. And you know, he was having some family things going on. He had to.
That's my guy right there, man.
To back out, man. But I know he really wanted to be on this card, so I definitely owe him a plate. Man, I put up a poll yesterday, 3. It was who do you want to see Jazz against? One poll was 3 girls, one poll was 3 guys. And man, the Jazz, a lot of people said Hustle.
Okay.
But man, the Jazz and A-Ward conversation.
Okay.
Kind of took off. Like,
really, I missed it. Shit.
I think A-Ward, he was up maybe like 53% out of the 4 choices. Like, I didn't realize how many people would be interested in that battle.
I like that.
That battle. I know Jazz wants Mook.
Let me say this. Jazz might want Mook, but is Jazz and A-Ward a better battle though than A? I think am I jumping out the window by saying Jazz and A-Ward might be a better battle than Jazz and Mook? Even though I know Jazz Mook comparisons and everything. You know,
I think style wise it is, right? I think style wise, Jazz and A-Ward is a great battle. They're both great riders, high energy. You know, I think the danger in Ward with his ability to rebuttal poses a potential threat to Jazz, because with Hollow setting the face off, I'm not really going to do a lot of rebuttaling. A-Ward is going to be the opposite.
Yeah, absolutely.
A-Ward is going to be the opposite. The minute her round is done, rebuttal game, Craig, and he's going to have 2 or 3 that might just snatch the momentum, right? I never thought of that battle prior to just talking to the fans and getting these ideas. You know, that was one that took me by surprise that I actually really liked the more I thought about it. Somebody said Shotgun Shook T-Rex, I think.
Rematch, okay.
Rematch, big stage.
The first battle I didn't like. I didn't like the first battle.
I didn't like either. But yeah, there's been a lot of interesting matchups that I've seen. I have my idea of certain matchups that I want. Like I always tell people, like we always go for the battles that have been there, that just haven't been booked for whatever reason. There's a lot of battles that, just like Ilmac and Sick was, just like you know, a lot of these battles we were just waiting for, right?
Like JC and Matt Flex made sense. It just made sense. JC and Matt Flex.
So much sense, bro. Style wise, so much sense. It was a great battle. Just like Jay and Ill Will just made sense.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I'd like to think that as far as matchmaking, I think we do a really good job with matchmaking at TBL. Even battles that you may not have thought would be good or thought you wanted to see, I think they play out and everybody.
Blue Castro and Chef Trez. I
Yeah.
didn't think that battle would be like that. The battle was good.
Yeah. So yeah, man, you know, we'll see. We'll see, you know, what direction we go for as far as the bulletproof battles go.
Before you go to the event on the 17th, right? That's pay-per-view, correct? Pay-per-view?
There will be a pay-per-view through Rap Grid for sure.
Dope.
I think it's only $40.
Okay.
$40, maybe 11 battles. And we'll have some other announcements as well at Point Proven, probably for our June event. But yeah, definitely look out for the A Ward New Jersey Twerk battle to be rescheduled. It will happen before Bulletproof.
And when is Bulletproof? We have a date for that?
No date yet. We're waiting on a venue to get back to us to confirm the date that we want. But definitely September, definitely Houston, and A Ward and Twerk will definitely happen at some point this summer.
Oh man, I hope, man, that's the one right there for me, bro.
So, when it does happen, we probably going straight to YouTube the next day, just for the fans that was at Apollo and didn't get a chance to see it. They you know what I'm saying, they deserve to see it without having to pay anything, you know what I'm saying, additional. So we're gonna get that right to YouTube for the fans.
All right. Chilla, I appreciate you taking your time and breaking down everything for me, man. So we got to pay attention for the 17th and pay attention to the June.
Point Proven. You can get your tickets. I'll send you the ticket link 3 if you want to put it in the description. But if you want to support the pay-per-view, go to rapgrid.com. You can support the pay-per-view. I think it's only $40 right now. You're gonna get 11 to 12 super fire battles. So appreciate the support as always from everybody who supported Apollo, man. The event was
like
an
that.
extraordinary success. Way more than we even imagined, man. And everybody here at TBL is grateful for y'all. And we're gonna keep doing what we can do to keep this culture moving the way it's supposed to be moving, man. So as long as the culture supports us, we'll continue to do for the culture.
Dope. Chilla, I love you, my dude. I appreciate you, King.
Love, bro. Appreciate you.
Always, man. Shout out my guy Chilla Jones. Y'all already know what it is.